So we have known that there was a phone call between Michael Flynn, the national security advisor, and the Russian ambassador to the United States. They admitted that, but they have categorically and repeatedly denied, several Trump officials, that sanctions came up at all. In fact, the day before yesterday, Flynn told one of my colleagues twice in an interview, no, when asked if sanctions had been mentioned during one of his conversations with the Russians. The White House had said that it was a Christmas conversation, that it was to express condolences about a plane crash, and another call to express condolences about a murdered ambassador. So they've repeatedly denied that there was any talk of sanctions. Three of my colleagues have 9 sources, senior officials, former and current officials in the government, who have told them that indeed sanctions were discussed, that there is incontrovertible evidence of it, that Michael Flynn has not been telling the truth.
U.S. law enforcement and intelligence officials told CNN last month investigators were monitoring calls between Flynn and Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. But a new Washington Post report cites 9 current and former officials confirming Flynn's communication with the Russian ambassador included discussion of sanctions.
Right, and that's a key issue for a lot of the folks who have looked at this, because you know, the Obama administration, at the very end of the administration, announces punitive measures against Russia over the alleged hacking of Democratic operatives. And at the day that is announced, we're told intelligence intercepts pick up a number of calls between Mr. Flynn and the Russian ambassador. And that's alarming to some folks within the intelligence community, and they've been trying to understand. But that's not the only set of contacts between Mr. Flynn and Russians that the intelligence community has looked at, we're told. And they've been trying to understand better what the nature of those relationships are, what the nature of those conversations are. And that's, you know, a big part of their worry.
And when you say U.S. counterintelligence agents, the other agencies have joined into this investigation. Is that correct?
That's right. There's a bigger picture here that's more than about just Mr. Flynn's phone calls. There's a number of agencies, including the FBI, the NSA, and the CIA, and the Treasury Department, that have, over a period of many months, dating back to before the election, been looking at Russian interactions with people close to Mr. Trump, the president, to see what were those arrangements, what were those relationships and conversations. And it's not clear that, frankly, it's produced anything particularly incriminating. That's still a question mark, I think, in this whole process.
Sure.
But the amount of looking, I think, indicates the level of concern there is among the intelligence community about this.
Tonight's report notes top officials who reviewed Flynn's phone call with Russia thought it might be illegal because he suggested the Kremlin could expect a reprieve from the sanctions.
But if the president doesn't have at least strong circumstantial evidence that Trump Tower was tapped, he should correct the record, because that, you know, one president line up against another,
well, you just proved it was tapped. But Bill, you proved yourself it was tapped. That's where the General Flynn was.
Interesting point. That's where Flynn was. Very interesting point, Mr. Speaker. I knew there was a reason we had you on tonight. Thanks for helping us out.